Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Paddy G YouTube channel, and today I'm going to be giving you my tips, my prediction for State of Origin Game 2. But ladies and gentlemen, just quickly I want to tell you guys I'm very sorry. You know how usually after a big game I will post my little couple minute review on my YouTube channel? Unfortunately, you guys would have seen that one for State of Origin Game 1 was not uploaded. And that is simply just because the NRL kept copywriting my video. I kept trying to change the picture of the highlights that I usually talk over the top, change the brightness, change the saturation, all of that. I flipped it. I tried it for a good hour trying to edit it a bit more, but it wasn't working, so apologies for that. And I was going to probably do another Game 1 review in a different format, but I wanted to release my Bulldogs career mode video and it kind of just fell to the side, so apologies for that. And yeah, Origin Game 2. So just quickly on Game 1, Queensland did pull off a miracle. The captain, the GOAT, I call him the GOAT and people disagree with me, but Daly Cherry Evans led probably the worst Queensland side ever, just in terms of talent against New South Wales, considering all the injuries and stuff they had. And they're in pretty much a rebuilding stage, considering they just had a bunch of immortals. But, you can never, that's why we play rugby league, because if it was so easy to tip, we would just not even bother. But Queensland take Game 1, and it's the same position as last year. New South Wales will try to win Game 2. It's going to be very, very interesting, this game, and the team lineups have come out. It'll be played in New South Wales, so that could give the Blues a secret advantage. So, for the Blues, so James Tedesco has been named the captain to replace Boyd Cordner. Their back five is kept the same. They have dropped Luke Keary for Cody Walker, but have kept Nathan Cleary in there. Payne Haas will start. Paulo goes back to the bench. Crichton comes in to replace Cordner. And then Brown and Yeo will make their Origin debuts. So a couple changes as you'd expect. To be honest, I thought Origin 1 was a very scrappy affair, especially for New South Wales. It definitely wasn't up to an Origin standard type of footy, but I think Origin 2 will be better. I just think that month off, it was always going to affect some people, and we'll have to see what Game 2 and 3 are like. But for New South Wales, I think the changes they made, I'm not sure about Keary for Cody Walker. I would like to see Keary how to go. Cleary needs a big game. He's kind of, gone off his superb 2020 form due to Grand Final and Origin 1. But Payne Haas, I really like him coming in the starting lineup. Angus Crichton for Boyd Cordner, I think makes sense. They just need Tedesco to fire. Tedesco was very quiet in Game 1, which, to be honest, you don't expect from Tedesco. He is probably still the best player in the world. But for the Blues, some changes that Fittler made, just like he did last year when they lost Game 1. As for Queensland, Holmes comes in for Brimson. Unfortunately, Brimson is gone. Besides that, no changes. Luai comes in for Welch, which is a big loss. And Silly goes in the starting lineup because they've dropped Hess. And Fodawaker will make his Origin debut. As for Queensland, I didn't think they actually played their best, I think New South Wales were just pretty bad. And Queensland were very, very good. Any side that has Munster and Cherry Evans has a shot. You could pretty much just have those two and you'd still give them a chance. They completely outplayed Keary and Cleary in Game 1, Cherry Evans and Munster. So I think that's going to be the big matchup again this week. As well as Queensland forwards, I thought they were really good. And their back five, I guess. They did outplay New South Wales in every position. Except for, Jakey Trbojevic. What a god. But yeah, Origin 2, what do I think? I did tip New South Wales by a big margin in Game 1. And my reasoning for that was, I thought if both teams played their best, New South Wales would win. And I still believe that. And I think if you add in the do or die stuff, New South Wales will win Game 2. And the home ground advantage. But Queensland definitely have a chance here. I was very confident as a Blues fan going into Game 1. Not so much Game 2. This is going to be a very, very interesting battle. Freddie Fittler is on the verge of losing his first Origin series. And Origin 1's very tricky. Because, you think, all these 3 games, you've got so much time. One game's down and it's already do or die. But the Blues will be in front of their home fans, and I think if Tedesco can fire, Cody Walker also doesn't play that too well in Origin, but if he can fire, and combine with like Gutho and Adokar. New South Wales should win this game. They should, but they should have won game 1. And in my lifetime especially, this is the biggest gap in terms of like at least player talent and experience that we've seen. Because at least New South Wales still had Gallen and that when they were playing Thurston. But you know, this is meant to be New South Wales' turn and Queensland. They're two very different teams, and I can't remember who said it, which analyst said it, but there is a very true saying. When the game is scrappy and tight and played in the middle, Queensland win. When the game's played more of a footy game and the ball is spread out wide, New South Wales win, which is so true. And we saw that in game 1. It was just a tight, scrappy affair. The rain did have something to play with it in Queensland won. Game 1, sorry. But I just think that New South Wales will win game 2. I just think they've got the talent to do it. The do-or-die stakes. You know they're going to come out firing. If Tedesco can get on a roll, that's pretty much, you know, already game over. They need to get Jake Trbojevic involved a bit more with the attack. He's an absolute freak, Jake Trbojevic. Probably New South Wales' best in game 1. But, you know, a team that has, you know, Cherry Evans. You know, he is the greatest of all time. Let's be honest. And that's another interesting point. All these people have been talking about Nathan Cleary as the next Australian halfback. If Cherry Evans leads this team to even they win next week and they lose game 3 and, you know, he gets another man of the match performance, that's legit. Like, he is the Australian halfback. He shuts everyone up. Same with Munster. All this talk about Keary, Walker, Whiten. That's another interesting thing about the Blues. Why is Whiten, who just won the Dally M, I know Cleary was robbed, but why isn't Whiten in there? They got Lomax, they got Crichton, they've got centres who can play. It's so weird that New South Wales have that much talent that they're playing people out of position. And Whiten had a shocker in game 1. Gagai toyed with him. So, if they can just give it to... If they can run that right side with Gagai, Cherry, and then Coates on the back of it, that is going to be such a good combination. Ben Hunt, coming off the bench, I think provided a lot more impact than Cody Walker. And New South Wales don't really have a utility coming off the bench in game 2, which, you know, makes perfect sense. Walker went on for Trbojevic, and they conceded the try which won them the game. Like, not saying it's Walker's fault, but Jake Trbojevic is that important to New South Wales, both attack and especially defence. But you look at the teams, AJ Brimson is a huge loss. You know, you would have seen Brimson play fullback Holmes on the wing, but I think New South Wales will win game 2. Hopefully we get that so we get a cheeky little decider back at Suncorp where, thanks to Queensland and how good they are with COVID, we'll probably get a full stadium. And that would be so good considering what we all would have been dreading back in March and that was Origin's going to be playing in front of no people. It's a weird Origin series being played at the end of the year. There are so many players injured. You know, so many players have had months off. Game 1 proved that. I hope Game 2 is a lot better, because I thought even the finals games were better than Game 1, to be honest. I thought Game 2 was a very, very dire, boring game of footy for an Origin level match. But yeah, I think New South Wales win this, not by much. 1-12 is probably the safe bet. You know, I've said it before, if Tedesco can fire, New South Wales will win. I hope Cleary has a good game. Cleary needs a good game. If he has another stinker, you might have to drop him. So I hope he has a great game. Look, at the end of the day, all the players involved in State of Origin are world class. They're so good. But New South Wales should win. It's a do or die for them. It's so important. Wayne Bennett versus Freddie. You know, it's like the contrast. You got the experienced Origin players with the... You know, I know he's won 2 series, but he's only his 3rd, the rookie coach, going up against the bloody experienced one, Wayne Bennett, with the rookie players. I think New South Wales win game 2. There's not much to say. I just think the skill level they're in favour. If they can get on the front foot and let Cookie get out of dummy half and link up with Tedesco, that'll win it. So a big job needed from Payne-Haas and Saifidi up against Luai and Papali. That's the key, I think. Dominate the middle, let Cookie get out dummy half, link up with Walker, Tedesco, Cleary, and then they should have the talent in the back line to get those tries. But guys, that's going to be my game 2 prediction tip. I think New South Wales win this 1-12. Guys, make sure, there we go, I can finally speak English. Make sure you let me know who you think will win Game 2 in the comment section below. Make sure you like the video and give us a subscribe. We are so close to 1,000. And if we get to 1,000 before the end of the year, I'll do a giveaway or something. You guys have been so good to me throughout this year. We've absolutely banged. We've gone from like 150 to like 750. We're so close to 1,000, guys. So please make sure you subscribe. Let me know who you think will win Game 2 in the comments below. And like the video. And I'll see you guys next time.
Chipper Chase! Please work. Yes, Kane Cast! You bloody legend, mate! They're chipping Chase. Kane Cast looking like 2009 Sharon Hayne. What a little legend.